Hi traders, welcome back to another trade recap. So 3 days ago on Thursday, I actually closed out a pound Aussie short position for about 9.87R. Definitely one of the cleaner setups of the year, and it has made me about $35,000 or $37,000. Forgot the exact number, but it was quite a difficult hold. So let's move on to the chart and see the setup. So the setup looks like this. So if you know price action, if you know price pattern, you clearly see that was a head and shoulder pattern trade. And let's talk about the thesis behind the setup. So this setup, mainly the entire thesis was based on the 1 hour. If you look at the 1 hour, we have been in a strong uptrend, and that was arguably a very overstretched uptrend, extremely overstretched. And what makes me think that we are potentially turning into a medium-term downtrend, it was based on this failure. If you're not in my community, you might not know what I'm trying to explain, but this was a TPF pattern, or what we call a rollover or a trend pullback failure. Price was attempting to actually create new highs, create new lows, continue pushing higher, but we failed. And at the time we failed, we fell really hard, very aggressive short. So that tells you that how much buyers and sellers actually trying to defend the price. Buyers are saying that, hey, that's way too expensive, I'm no longer interested, I'm not going to buy into the market. At the same time, sellers are actually accumulating around that 1.9 area, and then they're just constantly smashing the market really hard, and that's what's causing the market to actually start falling apart. And when it starts plummeting more, lots of retail traders actually either flip short, or their long position gets stopped out, they had to cut it off, and that's what's create that kind of massive sell-off. So ignore that one, that was based on news. So if you see, there are two areas technically on the 1 hour to go short on this one. The biggest question you might ask is, hey Neil, why did you not short at 1.8809, but you waited for price to go back into 1.8922? That was based on multiple reasons. The first thing is, if I put on a replay mode here, there wasn't any single bearish confirmation that tells me actually I can go short, because if you look at how price squeezes that 1.8809, that was a massive sign of a strength. One of my students also asked me, hey Neil, when price was around here, one of my students asked me, should I go long or go short at that point? And I say you have to go long, because price had that massive rejection, massive reversal here. It was supposed to be a sell, but guess what? Buyer stepped in, defended price, squeezing above the EMAs on the 30-minute. Can you see how he's about to cross above the 50, and price was holding above it? And that was a very typical squeeze, and price indeed just pushed higher, broke above the channel or wedge pattern. Then we continue pushing higher, showing lots of strength in the market. So when price broke through it, naturally this area was cancelled. I no longer was interested at 1.8809. Then I shift to my second area, which was a much better entry. Right, every time when you're looking to short into a pair or long into a pair, don't be upset if your initial entry zone was not being respected, because that simply gives you a much better entry value, a much better price level. Lots of people, when they start seeing that, hey, price broke above that level, I need to go long. Hey, come on man, you need to have a plan, you need to know what you're doing, you need to have a bias as well. I'm not asking you to be stubborn on your bias, but you need to know what you're doing, you need to know what direction the market is actually in. So in that way, you don't just constantly flip back and forth, long and short, not knowing what you're trying to do. And that's what we call gambling as well. So when price broke through it, I was very happy. I love the price level. It gave me such a good price to go short. So if you look at the time here, bear in mind the time at below, this is Malaysia timing, right? This is Malaysia timing. So our Tokyo session starts at 5 AM. That's the New York and Tokyo session exchange, right? That's what we call market close as well. So we have price started to rise very aggressively in the Tokyo session, or the beginning of the Asian session. It was not something typical. All right, every time when you see price doing such a big move on the Asian session, usually it's a precursor of price trying to attract more people onto the wrong side before the next wave down. And that was my exact thought process as well when price started rallying higher. Beautiful. I love to go short, and I straight go into the 2-minute chart and look for entry trigger. So it hits my zone and it formed that ascending channel pattern on the 2-minute and the 1-minute chart. So that's how usually I get this crazy risk reward trade from the high time frames all the way down to the 15-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute for trigger candle. So that was my entry signal, the pattern, ascending channel. My trigger was the 3rd or 4th rejection of the upper band. Took a short stop loss above the zone. If you look at the way I place my stops, right above that previous candle's high, just above it. And guess what? Not long after I take the trade, price just completely fell apart. But if you look at this, you might say, hey, why did you not secure something when price came all the way down? It's fine, right? So held on to the trade, and yeah, eventually just hits my target all the way down. So it was quite a difficult hold, but it was very, very worth it. 9.87R, closed the trade for about 37 or 35,000 in total. Arguably, I could have entered more sales on the following day, which was Friday, but I decided to just not continue participating on penalty. So that's it for the trade recap. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like the video, especially if you like this series of trade recaps. I'll try to do more of them. Let me know in the comment section below what would you like me to talk about next time, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.